Hello, everyone, and welcome to ESL Level 3-4. This is Session 4, Week 1, and we're going to talk about health this week. So our goals are to just do a quick verb review of had and has, do, don't, and do not. We're going to talk about some common symptoms of illness. We're going to use complete sentences to respond to academic questions. We're going to use should to give advice, and we are going to talk and write about your health and your body. So in here, we've included a couple videos, links for you that you can check out just after you watch the video, just for some extra information. The first one is about basic things that the doctor might ask you, and the second one is about a 1-minute video about how to best wash your hands, which we know can be very important with health nowadays. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is have to. So have to shows a determination that you're going to do this thing. You must do this thing. So my son broke his arm. I have to take him to an urgent care clinic. I feel like I am getting sick. I feel run down. I have to get some rest. I have a fever and I don't have insurance. Where can I go? All right, so we've just given you some sentences for you to fill in with here. We won't have exact answers because you could have more than one response. But first, just start with these scenarios and think, what could you do? So my husband has pink eye. I have to what? If my husband had pink eye, I would have to go to the pharmacy to get him some eye drops. All right, so fill in those questions. No real right or wrong answers. All right, let's talk about some common symptoms of illness. So we have a stomach ache and a fever. We have a headache, a cough. GH makes a F sound, cough. We have a runny nose, and then we have a sneeze. Usually when you sneeze a lot, you might have a running nose, but not always. Another thing that we have here is sore throat or a toothache. So those are some common ailments. So let's look at this lady here in our picture. Which of the ailments does it look like she has? Well, she has a fever. She has a stomach ache. She has a cough and a sneeze and runny nose, right? All right, so let's imagine that you are the woman in the picture. Fill in the blanks of the conversation. The words are here in this box. And on the next slide, when you're reading the slides for yourself, you can get the answers. Okay, the next topic that we're going to talk about is responding to academic questions with complete sentences. So a complete sentence begins with a capital letter. It contains a complete thought, which includes a subject and a verb at minimum, and it ends with a punctuation mark. When you answer a question, you can take words from the question to form the response. So this is especially helpful if you don't know a lot about the topic. So for example, the lymph nodes of the human body. We don't know these, right? Doctors know these, but we don't know the specific names of them. But if someone asked me and gave me this chart and said, where are the cervical nodes located? I would take the words from the question and look at the chart to form the exact response that mirrors the question. So the cervical nodes are located in the neck. I'm just mirroring the question. Which nodes are in the knee pit? The popliteal nodes are in the knee pit. Where are the thymus nodes? The thymus nodes are in the center of the chest, right? It's a very easy concept, but we want to practice this because when you take tests and academic courses as you go on, this is the easiest form of response to offer is to take the question and mirror it directly in your response. So where are the inguinal nodes located? Fill it in. Which nodes are in the neck? Fill it in. And where are the auxiliary nodes? Fill it in, right? You don't have to memorize all the types of nodes unless there's a doctor in the house. All right. The next thing that we just have in here, we won't go too deep into this. I just put it in as a review if anybody needed it. It's kind of ESL level 1 stuff, but if you don't know some of them, check it out. At the bottom here, there's a link to an interactive anatomy website, which will let you look inside the human body. Very fun and cool. Check it out if you're interested. And let's move on to the next topic, offering health advice to our friends and family. And just as tip, unwanted advice falls on deaf ears. So we're not saying tell everybody what they should do, but if they want your advice, let's talk about what sort of advice you might want to give. Okay, so we're going to use the word should to give a recommendation, and we can say you should stop eating fast food, you should pay your bills on time, you should not bite your nails, right? These are a recommendation that I want to give you. Some health advice is if you are sick, you should stay home. Maybe you should check on your mom today. She seemed a little down yesterday. We should make the most of every day. We should do something active outside today, right? So we're going to give advice. So if our friend or family member was sick, what advice would we give them? What should they do? As opposed to earlier, what I have to do, right? So when we give advice, we're given a recommendation. So it says, I have a rash from poison ivy. What do you think I should do? We have some sentence frames here, and then we also have some suggestions that you can apply to this scenario and the following scenarios. So we could tell this lady here with the rash, you should prepare a home remedy, perhaps, or maybe you should buy an over-the-counter medicine. Would we tell her that she should go straight to the emergency room? I don't think so, not for poison ivy. We also have some common things that we might say at the bottom here. So you should rest, you should ignore it, you should get that checked out, you should pray on it, and you should not worry. All right, so those are some things you might hear people say. So we'll use this page to respond to our following scenarios, and you can also feel free to make up your own responses. This is a common list of the systems of the human body and common ailments. You might see a list like this at the doctor's office. And we're going to imagine that this character here has gone to the doctor's office and he has marked that he's coughing up phlegm. What should he do? Write it down in your notebook or say it out loud. What should you do if you're coughing up phlegm? All right. This next lady, she has 3 symptoms. She is dizziness, she has a noise in her ears, and a dental problem. What should she do? What do you recommend that she do? Should she make an appointment? Should she get an over-the-counter medicine? Should she go to the emergency room? Should she pray on it? Should she ignore it? What should she do? All right. Next, we have this man here, and it looks like he has a bone or a joint injury. What should he do? Hospital? Rest? What do you think? All right. This gentleman has clicked that he has hair growth or loss. He has hair loss. What should he do? What do you recommend? And then this last person here, I think, has insomnia. They cannot sleep. What would be your recommendation? And then the last person, he has the most symptoms. He has a headache. He has fainting spells, dizziness, and double vision. What should he do? Should he just sleep it off? Should he go to the doctor tomorrow? Should he go to the emergency room today? What do you think? So that's the end for class today. We have reviewed, have, had, and has, do, don't, and do not. We learn common symptoms of illnesses. We use complete sentences to respond to academic questions. We use should to give advice. And in our quiz, we will write about your health and body. And in our classes, which will start on January 11th, we will talk to our teachers and classmates. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you soon and welcome back. Thank you for coming.